Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live from Beyond. I'm Kevin. I'm the GM tonight. We're playing Shadowrun, not the official version of Shadowrun, but an Apocalypse World hack. Anyways, the adventure is entitled Best Served Cold, and these guys are being the players tonight. Players, go ahead, introduce yourselves.
In stream order.
Kev, you kick us off, then Alex, then...
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I'm playing a dual personality street samurai. It's a young teenager by the name of Corey, who happens to share his cybernetic body with a trained assassin named Corinth.
I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Anathema, who is a shaman of the Cherokee tribe, and he's just trying to get through this job without having MLK Jr. Boulevard get us all killed.
Good luck.
Hey.
I'll go.
And MLK, you're up next.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm going. I'm Nick, and I'm trying really hard to get Anathema killed.
Yeah.
Set up your own connections.
I'm Kim, and I'm playing Tusks, the troll hacker.
All right, so we're going to go through a couple of things before we dive into the game proper here. We're going to start off with two things. We're going to do a round of questions, and then we're going to. I want to try to just review the kind of the leads you guys have, and then we can jump back into it. So let's start with the leads. It's actually the opposite order I just said, but that's what we're going to do.
Yes, it's all right. It's all right. It's ABBA. It's all good.
Yeah, right. So you guys, if you remember, chime in when these things start to ring a bell. But you had, as far as I can discern, three sort of avenues you were kind of chasing down in the current case. Number one was with this mafia connection. And I think we all remember how that turned out.
But
it was really good.
You know, don't want to call it closed just yet. I think you guys dug and hit a rock, but you know, that's one avenue. Second avenue is this group, the Sioux, you know, for lack of a better term, agents, Shadowrunners, or something similar, and you guys have arranged a meet with them in a few hours from, you know, when we last left. And then the last sort of avenues, you guys got a call over the net from someone I'm not sure you know very much about.
Pretty much
okay.
Nothing.
I'll say no more, but you've also arranged a sort of cyberspace meet with them.
He said that it was we knew what the topic that he wanted to talk to us about.
Yeah, he said that set up.
Being set up. That's right. Because I remember that being important.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, hey guys, I got to chat with you. The chicken is not as well done as I would like it to be. So
yeah.
We should do something about that.
Weren't we gonna split?
Yes.
And go to two different meetings in exactly an hour or something like that?
Yeah, I think Tusks and MLKJB are doing one meeting, and in the E space, and Corey and Anathema are going to the meat space meet.
Well, so I will. I'll say you guys don't have to physically split if you don't want to, right? Because online is all around us.
I don't understand.
Then we're gonna have a couple of catatonic fucks in a car, or they're just gonna stand there and get shot by
Yeah.
Do you think it would be any different if we weren't in
just sitting there and getting shot, whether I'm paying attention or not? So
that's fair. I mean, we could certainly put you in the van and then have some, you know, Inception shenanigans going on.
Yeah. Well, no, right, because the meeting with that other guy is online.
You mean we're gonna drive the van off a bridge?
You said it, not me. I'm just gonna let Corey drive and see what happens.
Definitely going off a bridge.
It's like we're all it's like on the straight road.
Yeah, like in slow-mo, so you got to go deeper so that, I don't know, something.
Yeah,
I hope so.
All right. So you guys have any questions? I'll try to just answer from the I guess what the audience would perceive so far. If you guys don't need a refresher on any of those points or anything else related.
Could somebody remind me what that woman said in the bar about the Sioux agents? Exactly.
Oh,
I
she
didn't
said
really
that this wasn't.
understand.
She
Said
said
they
this wasn't
wouldn't do
really their
this.
style. This isn't their
Yeah.
kind of thing. But she did also say that like that seemed to be them in the video when we showed it to her, and that the calling card, the like feather and leather, was their calling card, or at least one of their calling card, one of them's calling card. But yeah, it seemed a little bit off.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's do a round of questions. So I came up with a question for you last minute, Kim, but then also while I was talking a few seconds ago, I came up with a different, better question. So I'm going to start with you and end with you. So you're going to get 2 questions here.
Alrighty.
All right, so the first question is, Kim, Tusks, you're a troll. You're a proud troll. You don't need no man. But
What?
you've noticed that at least one of your group members seems to have a bit of an attitude that were you not so enlightened, you might think was racially motivated. Who is that, and what tipped you off to their dim view of your particular flavor of metahumanity?
I think it's definitely MLK Junior Boulevard, and
Well, he's a cop, so you know.
Okay.
Ex-cop.
I think I think it's
but not an ex-racist.
Yes, and also I hate women.
Yeah.
Wait, is this a new thing?
Sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
Also, you or MLK? Like, are we?
so like whenever Tuss is like talking, like MLK just kind of like
Guys,
won't really like
it's
look
like
directly
something
at
else going on
Tusks. He seems like he just kind of like doesn't pay attention.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, what were we talking about?
Yeah, like that.
Boom.
Fucking asshole.
Exactly like that.
All right. Okay, so that's good. So we're gonna move on to Corinth for a moment here. Corinth, quite simply, someone's been poking around. You think they're onto your secret. Who is it?
I mean, it's not much of a secret.
Well, it could be a different secret then. Something that's-
Oh, my other secret. I mean, I think it would have to be Tusks because, like, he would be the one that would be best at poking around accidentally, or like,
Literally
or come
hacked
up
your
to.
body.
Yeah, like I could totally see that. So it would have to be Tusks for sure.
Okay, are you wary of him or?
I guess Corey thinks he's kind of cool, and Corinth doesn't see him as much of a threat. So like, no.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So we're gonna move on to King. King, you've been in this business for a long time, and every once in a while, one of those hunches just hits you in the gut, won't let go. What is it about this particular case that keeps bringing you back to a memory of a time long ago, darker days? What is it, and what was the case that you just can't let go?
Oh,
we only
punches.
have 2 hours, Kev. Are you sure you want to?
That's a great question, but that's pretty intense.
Can we do the
Listen,
Kitty
I wrote
Kennedy,
this
like,
question specifically for you, Nick.
can we
I
get
was
like
like,
a
Nick is gonna enjoy answering this question.
can we do like a turnaround, like a Kitty Kennedy turnaround?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see
I didn't
that.
see you there.
Shut up. That was brilliant. Wow. I mean, I assume it reminds me of so many times when I was racist, but
All right, well that's the thing.
I mean, so there was this time when I was really hot on the trail of what I thought was just a drug ring, right? Just me and my partner going after some guys on the street selling like AR meth or whatever the hell
Sure,
exists.
BTLs.
What?
BTLs.
BTLs, yeah.
Bottles.
Okay. Anyway,
So BTL stands
What
for Better Than Lives, which are like computer programs that out there are security things unhinged, so you can
That's
get like
super great.
Yep.
So anyway, so I was chasing down these guys with my partner, right? And it's reminding me of it because it was convoluted like this, right? There were all these players in place, and you know, I was kind of trying to like pick the threads apart and figure out what was actually going on underneath. And I don't really like to talk about it much, so I'll say this out of character. But King's partner turned out to be in on the whole thing. And,
Oh my God,
and a
no.
lot fucking deeper than just some BTLs. The whole thing was being fronted with money from child trafficking. And,
My God,
that shit
All right.
was fucked up. And it turned out his partner was pretty deep in there.
pretty
So,
deep in there.
This is reminding him of that. It's making him feel like there's just too many threads and something's going to come loose and it's not going to be good.
But it
Okay.
was like troll children, so it's okay.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course.
They
It was like-
deserve it.
Disturbing, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
Also,
nothing
either you didn't say it or I wasn't paying attention in the beginning, but what are you, Alex and Aaron?
I'm human.
I'm an elf.
So one good, one bad, and one in the middle. Got it. Okay.
Wait,
Oh,
who's
Not
yeah.
that?
sure who's who. Yeah. I was
You worry about that later.
I'm gonna get them ears. Oh yeah.
All right.
So, Anathema,
Nah.
you've been doing this for a little while, and you're beginning to sense a growing conflict arising in the group. Who's it between, and what's the source? And you know, I guess there's an obvious answer, but you can go more interesting than that.
We ain't gonna go the easy way on this.
It's up to you. You know, up to you.
He's just gonna go so super obvious. It's gonna be subtle.
I'm already confused.
I don't know. I feel like we're pulling this together. I feel like we're doing
Okay.
all right here. I mean, like, I kind of suspect that King is trying to get us all killed, but like not in a deliberate or mean-spirited way, just in a like not paying attention at the worst possible moment kind of way, where you're like, listen, when you go in, there's this one pressure sensor that if you hit it, we'll all die. So
This one?
just take a step to the left. And he's like, yeah. And then he gets in and he's like, what does this button do? And you're like,
Right.
were you not there for the briefing? I'm confused as to how we ended up in the situation we're in now. So
Okay.
I think there's a little bit of that, you know, floating
little bit of
around.
tension there.
But
Little bit of
that's nothing new. We'll kick this. We'll finish
Okay.
this job, and I'm sure that we'll just kill the entire organized crime community of Denver and move into their place.
Okay.
Isn't
I had faith in
Isn't
us.
that what the result of the briefing was supposed to be?
Yeah, I mean that's the long run goal. You missed like 17 steps in the middle.
All right.
Skipped right to step 16.
Tusks, you're
I would.
you're a man who lives in two worlds, right? You've got
Yeah.
the real world and the meat space, right?
hmm
Yeah. So recently, as you traverse the halls of data, you know, run down your network corridors, something seemed a little bit off. Kind of got you a little bit jumpy. Now, what is it, and what, you know, what's the deal there?
Something seems a little off.
Yeah, someone's getting under your skin, but you can't
Your
quite nail it
control
down.
skin.
So I think it's that King has King keeps like having these communications that are like highly encrypted.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. I see. Okay, cool. That wraps up my questions. I guess we're ready to jump into it.
Hold on,
So,
I gotta read this email communication. All right, yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay, so you guys are are I guess in or maybe directly outside the hard pan, the Sioux bar, where we left off last time. I don't know if you guys have any more business inside the hard pan. Certainly, let me know if you what you want to do. But
I think we should just go do the things we were gonna do.
I think we should.
okay, sure. So as you stand outside, you can hear the music thumping inside. Every once in a while, someone, obviously Amerindian, like walks past you, gives you like somewhere between like a curious stare and the stink eye, and heads in. You know, it's starting to get late. It's about sunset, and you can see the clouds starting to roll in. There's a bit of a warm breeze rolling across the mountains there. And what you guys are going to do?
So, is the plan to like put everybody in the van and head to meet while
Yeah, I think
both
so.
King and Tusks
Anathema.
plug
Okay,
in?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing to do.
That's the plan. That's what we do.
I mean, as long as I don't have to use the same plug as him, but like,
only one plug.
Don't worry, I'm sure Corinth has a spare plug.
So do you guys want to do anything before? I think you have. I think you have like maybe an hour or so before. Yeah, before you're due at the rendezvous point. So two questions. First of all, narratively, these meets are happening, or sorry, physically these meets are happening at the same time. Narratively, is there one we would prefer to handle first? And the more immediate question is, do you guys want to do anything between now and then? Is there any kind of
so before we
legwork
answer
or-
the timing question, by answering the second question, I'm curious as to if there's like research we can do about this person that has contacted us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who's our
Yeah,
like
let's
research?
do whatever we want to
coordinator?
do, and then we can talk about how we want to, you know.
Approach it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should find some stuff out first, maybe, and then that'll help us decide what we think is
So,
actually important.
Tusks, is there any way to find out the person that contacted you? Like who is that? Who was that? Like a name, I don't know, IP address, anything of that sort?
Well, that's a good question. Is that something I can like track down, or at least run up to the old Google?
Yeah. So what they gave you was a room number in in like kind of like a VR space.
Can we track like who leases that space?
Sure.
But
Yeah, you can do.
It's this one, the Hub's Avatar Assassin's Guild Hall, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. My other thing was going to be to maybe like go there and scope it out a little early.
Okay. Yeah.
Can
Either
you, like-
approach is viable to me.
Can you scope stuff out in the virtual world the way you could in the physical world? I mean, can he manifest as like a fiber optic cable and check out the rooms? Like not literally, but I mean,
Yeah.
You know
So
what I
we shouldn't take the visual representation of the virtual world too far. It's
Okay.
all sort of representative, but yeah, you can go there and scope it out for sure. In a manner of speaking,
Yeah.
Manifesting yourself as a fiber optic cable, we could do, but it would basically more be
pointless.
no.
Yeah, no,
just would be
I'm
a
more talking about like,
metaphor
I mean,
for
we like
something else.
go there, right? But like, then maybe I will like check whether there's any like malicious subroutines or something that seem to have been recently implanted, maybe, or like listening devices or something else that seems off, or it's been.
So maybe we could check out the room and see if we can get any like some slight digging to see if we can figure out who has that room. So
Okay.
those two things sound great.
All right.
Okay, cool. So, just a quick question about how you guys are accessing this, because it can kind of make a difference. Basically, there are three ways to access the matrix, and so the first one is the safest but the least advantageous, and that is just to have like an AR display, right? You are looking at basically a video. I mean, it doesn't even need to be AR; it could be a screen. but like you are accessing the virtual world through this screen, which can be an overlay on your vision or literally just be a screen in front of you. There is what is called cold sim. So that is you go catatonic and your mind is sort of injected into the world, and as you look around, as you move your head, you look around in the virtual world. Your body doesn't actually move. And that is so that's cold sim. And the advantages there is you can react faster in the Matrix. Everything you do in the Matrix is going to be a couple levels above someone who's just in regular AR display. And then there is the third option. There is hot sim, which is the same as cold sim, but with all the safety protocols turned off, all the feedbacks set to 15. And
I feel like the only person who should do hot sim is Tusks.
Okay, I mean, each of you can give your own answer. So the danger with cold sim and hot sim is that with cold sim you can get feedback, you can be like shocked out, and like you can take like strain damage. With hot sim you can actually like die in real life, man.
Nice.
Like the feedback could be the safeties are off. So if you get like data spiked, it could go directly into your cortex and
Brain damage.
Direct brain damage. So
Well, I would say that having been a cop for a long time, there's been times when I've had to scope shit out, and not just in the real world. So
wow.
I've had my experience doing cold simming, but I was never one of those guys that really went in for like I'd call like an expert if I really needed some crazy shit like a hot sim.
Okay.
So
Was
cold
it a
simming,
troll?
that's about where I'd be at.
You scared, old man?
I mean, King like ignores you as usual.
all right.
By the way,
and
Tusk's not an idiot. There's no reason to hot sim here. Like, we're just some meetup, right?
Okay.
We're not doing epic battle. We're not killing a dragon or nothing.
No problem. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys are going to scope this out in cold sim. So you show up in what would be right at home in a World of Warcraft, right? This is a fantasy medieval world. This is the Assassin's Guild Hall, so it's lots of stone archways and candelabras and spider webs with shadowy alcoves all about. You look out the window and you can see a moon hanging overhead, just a crescent. And everywhere, just a cold draft seems to slip through the shadows. As you enter, Tusks, if you want to try to take so tell me what you're trying to do here more specifically. You're trying to scope out.
Yeah, I guess I want to see whether there's any, like any kind of like malicious code that might have been implemented in this like meeting spot, traps, tracers, that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So, as you kind of walk down the hallways of this cold, dusty, for lack of a better term, castle, you notice every once in a while there are these like large armored suits of armor, but you can tell that these are very likely sort of dormant IC. And the impression that you get, you can try to take a closer look at them if you want, is that this is something of a protected space, right? Something, it's supposed to be a meeting area, so
So he's protected as well, kind of thing?
yeah. That is your intuition. Not necessarily supported by fact or code, but that looks to be the idea.
All right. Well,
so that is just your surface impression. If you want to do any kind of like hacking or analysis with your actual hardware, that can be a separate thing from that. Just surface level.
yeah, no doubt. Let's. I want to try to see if I can like, I don't know, gain access to this guild hall, so I can kind of keep track of who comes and goes and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, sure. So why don't you give me a sling code roll?
All right.
Sling it, baby.
Sling that code.
This person's right or something?
Plus
Some-
sharp. Get a 10.
Oof.
Okay, so you get to choose 3 of those options there. So tell me, give me by the numbers here.
You never level up this way, Kim.
All right. Yeah, it's too bad. So I want to be able to issue commands to it.
Okay.
I don't want to trigger the IC, and I'll do the node or device remains unaware of the intrusion.
Okay, so you do not learn a significant detail or useful detail, and you do leave a trace of your presence. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's fine. So you gain access to the node. You can tell that this node is basically like pretty heavily locked down. There's not a lot of user commands you can run. You can sort of you can get a history, you can get a log of users. You can basically like shut down the node if you want to, or you know. A similar command would just be eject everyone from the node, things like that. But there's not a lot of you don't notice any pay data reservoirs or anything more sinister that you could do there. It seems like this node has been locked down so that if someone were to do what you're doing, they couldn't use it to too much advantage over anybody else that they were meeting. And in fact, as you hack in, it wasn't that hard to do. So you figure maybe that's kind of the idea. This is kind of like a neutral ground type situation.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that access is fine. If things go completely sideways, we'll just shut everything down.
Okay. Cool.
I guess
What about King?
Yeah, say is there anything you want to know, King?
Yeah, so Tusks, you see King sort of step over to this like ancient manuscript. And there's like a lock on it, and he pulls something out of his pocket and begins like picking the lock. All of a sudden, it opens up, and he's flipping through this like illuminated manuscript on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
What's King doing?
Skippy. Standing guard.
Yeah, let me set the scene here. So King is you're standing in this. So Tusk is like in this little alcove, standing in front of this pedestal. And I guess King is sort of standing behind him, like nervously looking around. And as he's looking in the wrong direction, he kind of hears a creak behind him and like spins around to see the suit of armor just like standing motionless. But there's definitely the direction you heard the creak from.
Yeah. Okay, I like get out and leave him there.
All right,
Nice.
you're gonna leave? You gonna jack out?
Well, can I ping him a we should get out of here message, but then disconnect really quickly?
So when you disconnect from the matrix, there's basically 2 ways to do it. Like you can, i.e., like pull the cord out, and then if you're in cold sim, you would basically take some it would hurt you, not like permanently, but
Sure.
a little bit. Or you can like take the time and like log out the normal way, in which case you're not.
Okay, fine. I tap him on the shoulder virtually, and I say we should hurry it up. I don't think we should stay here long. I want to start the logout process.
Look, man, you don't have to worry. This place is safe.
Might be safe from intruders too, and I wouldn't want to be called that, considering that we are.
It's cool, man. You never been in one of these places before? And by the way, Tusk is wearing his tier 9 gear. It's all decked out.
Fair enough. Yeah, King is in the starting gear, he's got the total noob outfit.
King just wears the same fucking shit in the net as he does in life, like a
Same
drab
grungy costume.
suit. Yeah, exactly, with the tie half tied
Just
and
looks like a
and the
peon.
hat, and the toothpick in his mouth, looks fully the same. Yeah, he gives you a stink eye, and and starts and pulls up his logout console to start
Okay.
disconnecting.
All right, so King, yeah, go ahead.
These guys are gonna be here momentarily.
Okay, cool. So we can we can start that meet. Let's bring the other side up to speed here. Corinth and Anathema, did you guys want to do anything before the physical meet happens? Do you want to? Yeah. What's your plan here?
So-
yeah.
Where physically, where is it set up, Kev? As some apartment or something?
No.
It's more like a flat.
Right. So, you've been asked to meet them near the northeastern gate of South Platte Park.
Okay,
Which
is there a
is,
way to scope the area?
Sure.
Quietly?
Yeah, you can head there immediately and just kind of pick out the surroundings.
Oh my god, I'm on roll 20. I'm coming.
My God.
I mean, neither.
Good time to thank our sponsors, Roll20.
Thanks. So?
Ask them to sponsor us, you mean?
Yeah,
They're a little behind on their payments. I've got to
What's
say.
like the "we tolerate you" version of a sponsor thinking?
what was it? Associate? Lounge associate?
Okay. All right.
Like, you can't connect.
So,
All right, let's
that's fine. If you guys want to spend the hour going and scoping out the meet place beforehand?
Make
No
sure
problem.
we're not seen. Make sure I'm not seen.
yeah, all right. Yeah, that sounds
Okay. Well,
fun.
tell me what the plan is here, because not being seen in a van is not always.
I'll get out of the van. I mean,
Oh,
like,
no, okay, sure. So
I don't know, climb a roof and
Well, so this is
look
basically
around.
the entrance to like a national, like a wilderness park.
are there trees there?
No, it's basically the desert.
This is the worst park ever.
Some people like the desert, Alex.
All right, well, there's canyons. Oh, there we go. I'll like climb on top of one of these, or I don't know. So like,
Right. So basically, it depends how you want to approach it. You can, if you pull up a map, you can see that the northeastern entrance, is that what I said? The northeastern gate is basically in a ravine, and there's a road that kind of goes through it, with some pretty sharp walls on either side. Tell me what you want to do.
so you said I'm pretty sharp, so they're pretty hard to climb. Is that what you're implying there?
I mean, I don't know. It's not impossible to climb. But the point is that you're approaching by van, right? There's a road that leads into the park. It's not really very feasible without going like pretty far out of your way to like drive up to the top of the ravine from this side of the park without going through the entrance. Does that
So
make
at some point, like, I don't know, a quarter mile away from the park, I'll get out of the van and like put on my like tourist hat and like my backpack that like makes it look like I'm a high school student.
Your
And I'll, like-
tourist head say,
Well,
"I
hold
heart
on.
Colorado."
I'll walk with like a camera to like the main entrance of the park and like
so-
start taking pictures of stuff.
So Kim, I'm going to need a better description of Alex's tourist gear. What is it?
There you
What's the
Corey's gear.
Corey's,
Well-
yeah.
So, Corey's like a 8-year-old or something like that.
No, he's a teenager.
So like
Early teens.
13.
14, 15, yeah.
So what does a 13-year-old's like tourist gear look like? I
I
think
imagine there's a fanny pack involved.
if you have to be like really touristy, I guess so. I mean, I think
imagine
it's
there's a front and back fanny pack involved.
It's a fanny pack that goes all the way around.
yeah, I mean like some choosy sports team like baseball cap and like
Now we're talking.
I don't know what's we're in Denver, right? What's the kind of
I would
touristy shit
say
in
it's
Denver?
the Denver Thunderhawks, which like literally is like a Native American thunderhawk animal spirit thing.
It's like Hawk Pride right in the front.
He's got his like t-shirt with like I guess a wolf on it or something like that. Probably, right?
Wolf
Like-
t-shirt.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And
Oops.
some like ratty cargo shorts.
Okay, nice. You're a nerd. All right, cool. So Corinth, you're just gonna walk down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of like walk down the road and play some game on whatever.
You heard
portable
about the
device.
child sex trafficking, right?
This
Yeah, but I heard it was
starts.
trolls only, so it's totally fine.
Right.
And then, so I'll I'll have like my little like camera or whatever, and I'll take pictures here and there, and I'll just kind of like keep comms open in case I die.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So okay, so that's fine. So you see the ravine. What are you looking for here? What's your intention?
Possible traps, tactical advantages that we can get that the enemy cannot,
Mhm.
or ones that they can get that we don't want to, like locations that we don't want to be in where we can get sniped, something along that line.
Right. So needless to say, this is not a very advantageous situation for anybody down in the canyon. If the meet's supposed to happen down there, the walls are not impossible to climb if that's what you want to do. They're pretty steep, but you've got a good half an hour, 45 minutes before the meet. You can you could probably make the climb.
I take a look around. Is there anybody?
So there
I don't
doesn't seem to be anybody around right now. It's the tail end of dusk. You can see the stars are starting to come out overhead, but it's pretty quiet. So it's a wilderness preserve, and it doesn't seem like anybody's around really.
So I'll sneak behind like a rock and just like put on my regular gear, just like my like line coat and dark clothes, and I'll scale the cliff.
Okay, you're trying to get up to top. Okay.
Or somewhere where I can get like a really good view. I don't know. I mean, like,
know that there's
That's
how
usually
tall
the best place to get a view.
or fall to my death, whatever. But
Yeah, but I don't even think that there's really a role here. Look real quick. No, I think it's fine. You know what I will let you do is preemptively check the sitch.
Ooh, stitch checking.
and such as
That's plus sharp.
roll 20. Perfect.
All right, good roll.
Holy
12.
cow.
Not bad. Okay, so you get to hold 3, and you can ask me the following questions whenever you want. What's my best escape route, way in, way past? Which enemy is the most vulnerable? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Who's really in control here? Or a question of your own. And I don't have to answer it if you ask me a custom question. Uh-oh, did we lose somebody?
We did.
Oh, looks like we did lose Anathema.
All right,
Oh, if you answer it, it stands. Otherwise, I could ask another. Cool.
So I think I'm still here, but maybe not video.
Oh, your webcam maybe?
I think that like my connection was having trouble, so it shut off the video.
Okay.
You wanna?
You want to just wait a second?
It's
There we
back.
go.
Let's see where they're.
Did that mess with the camera locations?
It did a little bit, but I just have to swap 2 name tags, so it's fine.
It's probably good to have me at the end if my computer is struggling with the connection to GTM.
Alright, we're cool. Everything's cool. Everything's fine.
Nicely done.
All right,
Good
so
job.
yeah, Corinth, you can climb up to the top. You get a pretty good view of the surrounding area. It takes you about half an hour, and you can see sort of in the distance from the park side. There's sort of a trail of dust rising from the main road headed your direction.
Is it anathema?
No, coming from the other way.
Okay.
I assume anathema. It's if it's getting time to the meet, you are headed this way.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're just taking the van.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get there a little bit ahead of time so that I can summon one of my spirits.
Okay, cool. What is so you have astral perception. What is your kind of, in general, how does that go for you? Are you like checking astral perception ahead of time, and then you let me know when you want to astrally perceive things, and I will tell you what and what, if and what you see. All right.
What is astral perception?
So basically, because you're a shaman, you can kind of see the astral world. If you wish, you can kind of flip your vision into that mode.
Pretty cool.
So
Okay.
the caveat being, so again, similar to the Matrix, there's a couple of different ways you can go astral. You can just look in the astral world. You can just kind of astrally perceive, and you see, the signatures of things. Excuse me. Including spirits or whatever else. You can also basically jump into the astral full body, in which case your body goes catatonic and your spirit travels. If your spirit is disconnected from your body for too long, you are permanently killed or become a ghost or something like that.
It's just like hot connecting to meat space, but
Yeah, that's similar idea.
Okay.
So anyways, those are the options available to you. You let me know what you're doing.
Nothing with that.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. All right, so you roll up. Corinth, I assume you're letting him know you're up above,
mm-hmm.
and you're just gonna hang out up top.
Yeah, I mean, so if I needed to get down quickly,
Mm-hmm.
how long would
You
it
could
take me?
Well, it depends how quickly you want to get down.
Right. What about safely enough to not die?
So if you were going to come down quickly, you think you could basically skid your way down the slope semi-dangerously in maybe 10 or 15 seconds, but it would be very apparent to everyone in the area that someone was coming down the slope, because there would be rocks and things falling and dust and noise.
Also, when your body almost inevitably crumples in front of them all, bloody and battered.
That's my plan, to roll a 1.
Okay. All right. So you see the dust trail is kind of approaching this position, and you're just gonna stay up top.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So Tusks, you see that another user is connected to the node, and they are headed in your direction. Is there anything you want to do? Go ahead.
Can I interject? What is the virtual version here of getting ready? I mean, there aren't weapons here, right? Because I mean, they wouldn't mean anything. So I mean, what's the virtual equivalent here of crouching down and taking out my gun and being ready?
Well, I guess I technically have some Matrix weapons, or rather my thing. Whatever the hell.
Yeah, so Tusks has some different programs that allow him to effectively combat people in the Matrix. Whether that's overloading their avatar with data, or masking himself, or whatever else. I mean, I don't know specifically what you have, Kim, but there are options for cyber combat.
Okay, I pull up my console and quickly type in a bunch of stuff, and my face changes to be really menacing.
Okay, cool, no problem. Yep.
You could have just kept it.
So it doesn't really change at all.
Nobody can look at it long enough to know what the expression is, so I guess it didn't matter. But
all right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Tusks does a little slash dance thing, and stands there dancing.
Nice.
Okay. So as you see coming down the hallway towards you, what appears to be a cloak, or a cloaked figure, but as it approaches you, you can see that the face is instead just a black shadow. You can see nothing past the front of the cowl there, and it kind of approaches you and says in one of those disguised voices, the old whatever murder. Like this person's identity has been
Oh yeah,
disguised voice. It says, "Glad you came."
I say, nice
yeah.
face.
Yeah. What's with the getup?
It says he says his name's Void.
Mm.
I
Is
like.
is that somebody I've heard of?
Really strongly roll my eyes at Tusks, right in front of this guy.
Okay. Like just roll all the way back. Is
Yeah.
is that like?
All the way back.
Is that supposed to be? Is that somebody I've heard of? Void? Is that like a famous hacker or something?
Not off the top. No, it's not a famous hacker that you ever heard of. Since you are in Cold Sim, you can kind of do stuff on the side if you want. It's not going to be quite as fast, or it's not going to be nearly as fast as if you were in Hot Sim.
No, it's fine. I'll be like, never heard of you.
So if you've never seen a shadow look disappointed before, but
it's like
But somehow
the cloak kind of
This is
droops down. He's like,
just like a little bit, just a little bit.
wow.
And he says, yeah. So he says, that's fine. I just want to know what you've learned. Tell me, what do you know about Jonathan Belinky?
Why did I tell you?
I say,
Or Belinkai, whatever the fuck we're calling him.
Getting
say your thing, Tusks.
I'd say, yeah. Why should we tell you anything? You think
He
information is free?
pulls out like a bag of gold. What's that?
Go ahead.
He pulls out like a bag of gold and he says, "Nothing for free, huh?" All right, so we'll let you consider that offer and flip back to the real world. So, Corinth, you can see coming down the road of the canyon, there's a woman, or a slim figure, dressed in basically like leather strapped armor, on the back of a souped up motorcycle. She's kind of speeding down. On her back, you can see something long, either a sword or a staff or something like that, and she rides into the canyon just under your view. So what do you guys want to do?
So, is she the only one that I see?
Yep, she seems to be alone. She's just one person on a motorcycle.
Okay, then I'm gonna start my descent.
Oh, you're gonna come down quickly?
I mean, not, I assume it's going to take her not 15, 20 seconds. I don't want it to be I don't want to kill myself. So, I don't care if she knows that I'm there. But,
Okay, no problem. Great. Okay, so you reach the bottom of the canyon just as she kind of pulls up. She pulls off a helmet. You can see this is an Amerindian woman. And she kind of steps forward. And she says, "Who are you?"
I look at Anathema.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, I'm still in the van because
Oh, okay. So
we
tell me,
never
that's
dealt
what-
with any of that. Yeah. So I mean, I wanted to
Okay,
summon
Sorry.
a spirit.
Oh, okay. My bad. Go ahead.
That's all right.
We can back up.
So let's see how that goes.
Okay, so I look behind me and see Anathema in the van, and I say, "I'm
See me in the
Corey.
van?
Who are you?" We're supposed to be some
Whoa.
Native Americans here.
I rolled a 15.
Jesus
Okay. I don't know if that's
Christ.
allowed.
I mean,
Double
so I
sixes?
definitely summon the air elemental.
Okay,
Good
so
job,
are you maintaining control of this, or are you just summoning it and letting it go? Or,
Yeah, no. I'm definitely maintaining control over this. This is a
Okay.
destroyer. This is
Okay.
we're not gonna let this guy just chill. So yeah, I put 3 essence into it, which means I get to control it for 3 moves.
Okay.
Let me pull this up. Oh, spirits. Okay. So I'm going to it's just gonna chill with me for now, and because there's no like good just have the thing heal command. So like I guess I can tell it to like guard, and then we can roll again right now, or we can wait and see what the appropriate command is going to be.
So essentially, what you can do is you can have your elemental more or less summoned but not manifested. So it will be present astrally, but not really physically until you decide to manifest it. The other side of that is obviously if someone else is perceiving astrally, they will see that there's a spirit there, and they will also see that it's under your control.
Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay. Cool.
So I guess I'll clamber out of the van and come over to where these guys are hanging out.
Okay. So though Corinth is there, as you approach the woman you can tell her attention is focused directly on you. Why don't you read the sitch here? This is a special roll.
Which is this for me or Corinth?
This is for Anathema.
Okay. Read the sitch, which is plus sharp.
Yep.
7.
Okay.
The GM's so relieved he gets to do something.
Well, my
not a
part is
15.
going to be. I'm going to hold it close to the chest for now. But excuse me. She eyes you, and as you sort of step out of the van, you can tell she's got a staff on her back, and the top of the staff is basically like a dream catcher. It's got some like feathers hanging off of it. It's clearly an Amerindian magic user's focus. So you can tell that either she's a Jedi or killed one and took his lightsaber.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So like I said, she actually doesn't say what I said, Alex. She comes forward and she says, "Taco cha yashinhi nituehe."
Is it in a language that I recognize?
Yeah. So that's in I don't know, Sioux. But basically she says, "What do you want? Who are you?"
Do I know that language?
You can understand it, but
speak
you
it?
can't speak it very well now.
Okay.
You could try to speak it, but you'd probably, you're not. You're afraid you might butcher it a little bit.
Then I'll reply in Cherokee,
Okay.
and say that I am Anathema, and I have come to find the Blinky one.
Okay, fair enough. Just like the barest hint of a smile touches her lips, and she says, "I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about." All right, so let's flip back.
I'm really curious how you say the blinky one in Cherokee.
Well,
I'm sure there's a way to say it. The man who blinks a lot.
Sure.
He who blinks with wolves. All right.
Wow, and I'm the racist one? My God.
All right. Anyways, all right. So Tusk, see, this guy pulls out this
sack.
This sack of gold, and he says, "Nothing for free, huh?"
I kind of like shoot like a look at King, like I kind of like, come on, dude.
I say, listen, Boyd.
Do you do like air quotes when you say Boyd?
No,
Boyd.
I just say it like really sarcastically. I say like you called this meeting because you had something to tell us, not because we were going to waste our time giving you info we've fought hard for. So if there's nothing else, I think my friend and I will probably be on our way.
All right. I think that's a make him. Well,
yeah, but I
think it's a make him sweat.
I'm threatening him with us leaving, but I don't really have anything else to make him cyber nervous about. So
I think that's a make him sweat. I can dig it. Make him sweat.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I happen to know that. Wait, I gotta check because I think I have a move for that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I can roll for that. Okay. All right. One moment, sir. Oof. My God.
Looks like you get XP.
5.
That's a 5er.
All
That's
right. So,
That's some sweet XP coming my way.
Right.
I get to make a move here. All right. You failed your roll, so he says, "Listen, I'm trying to be reasonable," and the one of the statues kind of like steps down off its pedestal, and like its weapon kind of like swings down into its hand.
Hey,
guys
look,
kill
we
you.
don't need to like. I don't mean any trouble here. We're just saying, you called the meeting. We don't need your payment, but maybe we can trade some information. If you got something worth offering.
He says, I do, but what do you have to offer? That's really the question.
What are you looking
Are you serious?
for?
You just asked us for that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He says, "Tell me, how close are you to Belinki or Belinkai?"
I mean, we've like had a drink once or twice, but we're not really like we're not really tight with the guy.
No, we're not biblical.
Say,
We're yeah, go ahead, Tess.
we got some leads on where he might be, and we know what he was into.
Wait, is Bielinki the guy that was kidnapped, or the guy that we think knows about the kidnapping?
He's the guy who was
I
kidnapped.
can't even remember. Oh, okay. Okay, go
Um, he says, and who do you think? What do you think he is?
Wait a minute, you're gonna have to tell me what you're offering before I give you too many details there.
He says, I know of a particular threat to you and your group, and I'm willing to let you in on it, so you might sidestep the bullet, as it were. But we're gonna have to make a deal.
Say an internal threat or an external one, because if it's internal, we don't want to know about it. It's not important.
Suspicious.
Yeah, he like shakes his head at you. He says, more external than you might imagine. What that means?
From space.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Fucking
I
space.
say, all right.
It's external.
What?
It's external.
Okay.
Says
Yeah, I'd
someone
say,
out there wishes you harm, and knowledge is power.
Wow. Okay. I guess they don't have that anymore, so like it's all right. I say, my friend Tusks here might be willing to process this exchange for you, but first we got to know why you're so interested in the Blinky one.
In the
It's gonna
blinky
keep
one. So he says, my interests are my own for now. I have an interest in certain related parties, but Belinkai himself is not my concern.
And
Can we have like a private conversation?
Yeah,
While
absolutely.
we're-
You guys
while
can
we're
talk to
animal?
each other. Basically, I mean,
Like,
well, depending on his skill as a hacker, he could conceivably eavesdrop on you. But
okay,
you guys
okay,
can.
that's fine.
imagine we have like a little private side IM window or whatever.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
like, what do you think, Tusks?
Say, we get him to spill the beans and then I shut this whole thing down.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so let's
you
switch
wanna-
back over. Yeah.
I just want to ask Tusk a question before we switch back over. Do you want to give him some false information to get him to spill his side of it?
We'll see if we could just tell him to tell us first, and then we'll tell him. You know.
All right, sure. Switch happens.
Fair enough. Okay, so so you notice Anathema as you walk forward. She has a staff on her back, but she also has her hand or her palm is kind of resting on the MK3 Scorpion at her belt, which is a submachine gun basically. She looks tense. And sorry, the last thing you said to her was, "Oh, we're here. This is who I am." What do you know about the blinky one? And she said, "I don't know anything about that."
I hand her the leather feather calling card contraption.
Okay. So she,
Are we speaking like non-Sioux now?
Well, I mean, I didn't say anything when I handed it to her, but
yeah. Okay, so she takes a look at it. I don't know if anybody has read The Stitch recently.
But you had me read The Stitch at the beginning, which
No,
was
that was for a specific piece of information. If anybody else here has read The Stitch,
I mean, somebody else has, but you know.
I mean, I'm going to read her when I hand the thing over.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, let's see it.
Reaction is, which is also sharp, I think.
It is a sharp, yep. All right.
10.
Okay, so I'm going to I'll give you these because I think that would be easier. So as you hand over the feather, you can see that that this person almost like blushes in embarrassment. And she kind of takes it, like holds it up like she's never seen it before, but it's like pretty clear that that's not true, and like hands it back to you with just about like 40% too much nonchalance.
I'll say you're not a very good liar.
She like curses in Sioux, and she says, "Fine. Like I said, tell me what you want."
We only want to know how you lost these. This was used to frame you, or to frame the owner of this.
I mean, like that's a possibility, but not like 100% one. But okay, yeah, sure. Let's give her the out. Let's give her an out here.
She says, every warrior's got to have their calling card. No.
Does every warrior abduct, I don't know, pencil-pushing mob inundated bureaucrats from whatever the heck kind of sex ranch they're hanging out on?
Right.
Yeah.
She says,
and I'll
kidnap.
probably say in English because that's it's tough to get across in Cherokee. But go ahead.
She says, "Kidnap? What? Do you, well, I mean, I guess technically, yeah, but hold on. What's your guys' angle in all this?"
Our angle is returning that man with as little fuss as possible, although we aren't being paid very well, so if there's another possibility, we're open to it.
She kind of like tightens her grip around the scorpion at her belt a little bit, and she says, "I'm afraid that's not an option. Our employer."
Which one? I gave you like two options.
We won't be giving up Bellingkai, though. I can't promise he will be released peacefully.
You can promise he will be released peacefully
Without harm.
Like into the afterlife?
Well, it doesn't really matter to us whether he's released peacefully as long as it's not, a major news issue. Or at least that was the feeling I got.
So the specifics at play here, I'll just elucidate these details. But she says, we won't release him for at least a few more days. And what's his name? Falcone has requested that he be returned within 24 hours when the ransom was due.
I thought it was not really necessary that he be returned alive as long as the whole thing was quiet.
From Falcone?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like I said exactly what the situation is.
Part of the ransom note was that he would be killed and it would be spread to the news organizations 24 hours from now if the ransom wasn't paid.
Right, and I've said that them continuing to hold on to him is not really an acceptable situation, but that I don't particularly care whether he is released safe.
Well, the problem is, right, if somehow dies, they could still spread it to the.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's alive, they can spread it to the news organizations, and also if they're willing to pay us more than what, I don't know, Sex Ranch owner number 3 was willing to pay us, then that sounds great. I'm not in this for any kind of morality.
Okay.
No loyalty at all.
We're Shadowrunners, not friggin' Arthurian knights.
Okay. Sure. So you can see
also,
that
ransom. Let me just double check this. That was 750,000 win. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I think so.
Am I right on that number? And we're getting paid 2,000 per person. Am I right on that number?
If they were just going to pay the full ransom, why even hire you?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the difference between 10 and 750 is fucking insulting. I don't expect to be paid 750, but maybe 10 per person, that starts to get close to what our value is. So I'm just saying they knew what they would need to pay to keep people loyal, and that's not what they've done.
Kevin, I would like to ask one.
Yeah, go for it.
What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? You are the street samurai.
You've got to ask the really awesome question: who's really in control here? That's always the best question.
So, Corinth,
It's me.
something deep in your brain notices that something about this woman's stance. She is, obviously outnumbered, right? Though she is clearly capable in her own right. There are 2 of you and 1 of her, and both of you are similarly capable looking. But she doesn't look worried at all. She's either packing in some serious way that you do not understand, or she's got help nearby. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
All right, let's flip back on over.
All right, I say, listen, pal.
Buddy.
You tell us what we need to get to Blinky, and you can have any of the other proceeds, information, or whatever else the hell it is you think is related to the Blinky thing. We just need him so we can get paid. So cough him up, and we'll give you what you need.
He chuckles. He says, "Oh, you guys still think you're getting paid, right? Well, I can give you Belinki's location, no problem. He's got an RFID tag implanted in him, so tracking him down is rather trivial. However,
wait, so why does he care whether we know where he is?
Yeah, exactly.
Good question.
I asked him. I was like, "Why the fuck are you asking us about his location?
Yeah,
if you have his RFID tag."
The
hell's the game here, dude?
Yeah, he He smiles. He says, like I said, Bellingkai's safety and whereabouts are not my primary concern. I have interests in other involved parties. Our mutual friend, Jared Falcone, is not quite what he seems. I happen to know that he has an incriminating video of you kidnapping Bellingkai, and he's going to have you arrested when you return.
Wait, he knows about that? I mean, nothing. Wait, Falcone is the one that hired us?
Didn't we already
Yeah.
find the
wasn't here for that.
doctored video?
Yeah.
So you found not a doctored video, but a video that could be pretty easily doctored, since like you had gone through the motions to begin with.
So all right. So this guy came in, said, "What do you know about where Blinky is?" When we asked him to give us information, he offered to pay us for the answer to his question. When we told him that we wanted the answer to his question, he said he already knew it and that there was nothing to pay us for. So, what?
He didn't say there's nothing, I mean, he didn't say there's nothing to pay
All
you
right,
for.
but I asked him, like, then what the hell were you going to pay us for if you already know the answer to the question?
You can see the hood kind of chuckle. He says, I need to know how far down the trail you guys are.
Why? What the fuck do you care?
I thought the trail has led us to a guy that has the RFID number of Blinky. So that's where we are. We're a step away from finding him. That's as close as we are.
Who are you working for?
He shakes his head. He says, that's not something I'm willing to discuss.
Alright, why don't you just give us the RFID tag and we can get out of here?
He says, sure, no problem. But I'm afraid there's a little bit of a price tag on that information.
Wait, you're the one who offered to pay us.
And what?
You
What's
fucking loser.
what is the price?
2,500 million.
I'd say, hold on a second. Before we discuss prices, explain something to me.
Yeah.
If Coney is planning on framing us for the kidnapping,
Mm-hmm.
one would assume he's behind it in the first place. So, what do we even need to find this guy for? Who cares?
It might
I
not
say
be
we
that.
just get out of here, Tusks.
Well, we can get this. I got like 2 pays worth of like dirt on the mafia. Maybe we can trade that.
Sure. Yeah, that'll work.
You
You want to trade the pay dirt for the mafia for the RFID tag?
Yeah,
Wait.
I grabbed like a little I grabbed like a little money pouch off of the side of my like magnificent armor. I say, well, I'm a little short on cash. And I like open it and like a moth flies out. But I got some dirt on the local mafia. I'll trade you that.
This is a fucking mistake.
It says
I have 2,500 fucking nuin on me. Why are we like giving away information about the mafia instead?
What this guy?
Please tell me there's like no fingerprints on it.
I will deal with that.
not physical fingerprints.
Yeah. That's not what I'm concerned about.
So does Tusk's access to this node give him any way to like trace this guy when he disconnects? Since we have a list
Sure.
of like users that have access.
Yeah. He's got logs. He can try.
I was
You
just
know what I'll
curious.
do?
Go ahead.
Can I implant like a tracer in the like mob data?
The file you send him.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. You have a move that would cover it. Otherwise, we can just kind of ad hoc something.
I don't really have a move other than like sling code,
Okay.
which is like hack a matrix node or device. Does it count as a device?
No, you know what we'll do here? Maybe we can just make this a. Okay, so I'm going to say this. The tough thing about this situation is going to be to keep your matrix face straight while you kind of
Modify it.
do this on the side. So we're going to have you roll plus steady. So this is going to be essentially a stay frosty move.
Okay, cool. Because since I'm born digital, when I stay frosty in the Matrix, I add my Dex Mask rating to the roll.
My
Oh, great.
God. Fill it
Damn.
up, Tusks.
Kevin
Do
had no
it
idea what he was
up.
getting into here.
Yeah.
How many
so
black
let me,
dice is that?
let me just find out what that is.
Like takes away 6
Oh.
black dice? Is that
Yeah.
I was like, screw
Sounds
you,
like someone's
asshole.
taking away a lot of black dice right now.
Yeah, no. So the GM just stepped in it.
yeah.
As
Who
usual.
activated my trap
All
card?
right.
I got a 9.
Okay, cool. Great. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. I hope that +2 was your Stay Frosty bullshit.
Yeah, my steady is +0, so.
Okay, cool. All right. So you are able to implant a tracer in the pay data, and when you trigger it, it's gonna lead you back to wherever this data is taken.
Alright.
Nice.
I like wave my like giant magic wand thing and like this like digital, very like ancient looking like parchment like kind of like gets created out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it has like a seal on it, but the seal is like a poop emoji. So,
Wait. Tell us more about this. Yeah, tell us
No.
more about the poop emoji.
God, don't.
Okay.
I like hold it out to him with like the expectation that he like transfers the RFID to.
Yeah, so he transfers the RFID or the RFID ID. He transfers the RFID number over to you, and as soon as you pop it into your mapping application, you can see it's located basically in a small storage facility, like a self store on the other side of the park. So you guys are in the van, is that correct?
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
yeah.
like lying there in
Okay.
the back of the van.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the lady that you guys are meeting with is like, you guys got someone
Everyone's okay.
sleeping
Don't worry
in the
about the
van?
kids in the back of the van.
Sorry, you can't
It's
park
fine.
the van here.
They're allergic to sunlight. All right.
All right, yeah, I give him the the parchment. I say, well, it's been a pleasure doing business. And I immediately like send the RFID tag to.
Okay.
I'm sure we have some kind of like chat for the group.
We've got a little chat room set up.
So he says it's been a pleasure, and he his hands reach up to like pull back the hood, and as he does, like the whole thing just kind of like falls to the ground, like a cloud of smoke like evaporates, and you hear like a echoing like like echo down.
I
the
like
halls.
I find his username and I
can
send
chill
him
out.
an emoji of me rolling my eyes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so that's fine. We'll run back over to Meat Space.
I guess we'll like
Um,
just disconnect, right? Like, done.
Yeah.
Sure, I think you guys are basically done. So it seems you've come to an impasse, Anathema. She's saying that she won't release Belenkai for at least several days, but that he won't be harmed. You say you don't care if he's harmed or not, but he needs to be released sooner than that. Is that right?
I mean, I've also made it clear that like, if they're willing to pay more than 2,000 per person, then difficulties could be avoided.
It's our hostage. And we want
Um,
him now.
What's the timing of this? Like, at what point in his negotiation with this woman does he get a little ping telling him we've already found Belenkai?
Here he is.
No, yeah, I mean that can happen now. You guys, yeah, that's I think that's narratively appropriate.
I mean, I'll look at that and take that into consideration, but I'm waiting to hear whether there's a useful counteroffer.
She says, we're a little strapped for cash at the moment. Otherwise, we'd never take a job like this. We can spot you maybe 250 million apiece, or let's say 1,000 million total. Or we can spot you 1,000 million if you leave this alone.
How much are you being paid?
750,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Like seriously, are you aware of the ransom that you asked for?
Well, they don't have it yet. A bird in the hand.
Sure.
It's worth 750,000 in the bush.
Are these people who are like wandering around, like, you know, buying packs of cigarettes outside of the store because they can't afford to actually like pay for them, and now they're like, listen, we want $378 million, and nothing less will do. Like, how are we jumping directly here?
Also, do you want to ask that question?
Well, I want to ask them. I say, you certainly make much more money on the ransom.
She says, ransom?
The
So you are unaware that there was a ransom demand issued for Mr. Blinky.
So she sort of adopts more of a defensive stance again. She says, yes, we have nothing to do with any ransom. Our
This is just murder.
Straight murder.
she says, ransom issued to who, might I ask?
What's the
Falcone.
name of that sex shop worker? Yeah, Mr. Falcone.
She says, Falcone?
the ranch, whatever the name of the ranch is.
Oh.
Good ranch.
The place that you retrieved your erstwhile guest from.
She says, I have no idea. We didn't issue any ransom demands.
And you sure you still have the man?
Yes. Last time I checked.
Which was
And so it doesn't bother you that apparently after someone paid you what I can only assume is a pittance of money to maybe kidnap, maybe not, you're not clear on this at the moment, Mr. Belenke,
And leave your calling card.
and leave your calling card, which, by the way, don't do that.
Yeah.
She looks appropriately chagrined.
Yeah.
Someone else issued an enormous ransom demand, which caused another person to hire a small army to come retrieve Belenke. Like, all of that seems fine to you. That's
She shakes her head. She says, no. That
all right,
doesn't
good.
seem fine to me.
No,
you're getting somewhere now.
fucking agreed.
What do you propose to do about it?
I propose we figure out what the hell is going on.
She says, honestly, as long as you drop this and go home, I'm not concerned about it. We have our orders and
Yeah, but the problem is that you don't have enough money to pay us to drop this and go home. Like, I'm fine with that. I have much better things that I could be doing with my time. And it's possible that your employer is capable of paying me enough to drop this and go home. It's also possible and maybe even likely that your employer is setting you up to get killed. Not all that unlikely that our employer is setting us up to get killed. So I'm just saying, like, let's figure this out between us.
okay. So, why don't you try to manipulate her?
All right. Is that smooth?
That is smooth.
Find out how smooth I am. It's a 9.
Okay.
That's pretty smooth.
They ask you to promise something first.
All right.
I'll have sex with all of you.
I assume that's the promise.
So fucking illegal. Corey, you're like 13.
You don't know if that's illegal in this world.
Let me think about
Just gonna
this for
assume.
just a minute.
I was part of a special child sex ring, so like it's fine.
That doesn't make it better. That doesn't make it better.
Alex, we don't need to hear your life story, okay?
Like, it might have been better if you said I'm like, I don't know, 87% machine, so it's more like having sex with some kind of robot, but
Some kind of child sex robot. That's better.
I mean, it's like a little bit better than an actual just child.
A little bit better, but not much.
Not much.
We're all on the list now. I hope you guys are happy.
Sexy role players, yeah.
All right. She says, so we're trying to say that she was okay. She's going to get screwed over by her employers.
I mean, we appear to be the pawns in this situation, and usually it's the pawns who are being set up to be screwed, not, the employers.
Okay, so I'm going to modify the missile or the kind of hit a little bit and not. So she's going to say, listen, you're right. Seems there's more to the situation than meets the eye, but releasing Belenkai is not in the cards for us. You see, Belenkai we were hired by the Ares Corporation to kidnap Belenkai. Seems he's been moving up the corporate ladder a little too fast, and a test of loyalty was in order.
Hello?
You're like, we kill you and see if you remain loyal.
No.
Oh, let's take a minute here.
Loyal to whom?
Do you want us to wait for Aaron, or is Aaron still connected on voice?
Probably still here.
Okay.
No, it's not there.
Okay, so let's just say
I'm here. I'm just not in video, and I'm not sure why it's having so much trouble staying steady.
Okay, we'll just wait a minute. I think we got plenty of time.
Do we?
Lady's about to be like, well, we killed him yesterday, so, sorry.
We're not willing to
That's
release
fine,
his
though.
body in him for a couple of days now.
So I
Just need
will
proof.
Oh my god.
highlight one other fact. It's not directly related to anything that's happening in this current scene. Maybe, who knows? But Jared Falcone also said that you guys would get a bonus if you found out who was trying to screw with it.
He's trying to screw with us.
The bonus is one free night at the Red.
Worth it.
Sounds kind of worth it. Can't lie.
You know what? So we're actually a little bit late for a break. Why don't we just take 5 minutes and then come back? Where were we? She said,
I lost you right as you were about to respond to the
You said
she's
you
gonna
were
have some kind of a
changing.
demand.
You wanted to change the response
Yes.
to the
Okay.
role.
So she says, I'll let you know what I know. Our employer is Ares Macro Technology, who you guys might remember is a very large mega corporation. They're the ones who ordered us to kidnap Belenki. Seems he was climbing the corporate ladder a bit too swiftly, and a loyalty test was in order. The plan is to rough him up a bit and then release him with no permanent damage.
And what is this? I'm not there. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, it doesn't matter.
Just lean on him a little bit and see if he cracks.
And you haven't done this yet?
What do you mean?
You have not performed the loyalty test to see whether he cracks yet.
It's ongoing at the moment.
I see.
Can Tusks and I arise?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I just I want to come over and join the convo.
So as soon as you guys step out of the van, she'll step back and say, "I'm afraid I'm a little uncomfortable." And she looks towards your companions, and you can see the air kind of ripple behind her, and you can see I guess the air ripples behind her, and you can see a spirit start to manifest, and also you hear a creaking come from the side of the canyon as some stones stir together and begin to form a
Another spirit?
form of another spirit.
King says, I've had worse reactions in my face, but not by much. Calm down, lady.
Also, Corinth, you notice that there is a trail of smoke coming down the road towards you.
From where she came from?
No, from where you guys came from.
A trail of smoke?
Not smoke, but dust, essentially.
Dust.
Oh, like something coming
Like
down
a
the road.
dust, yeah.
I look at her. I say, "Your people?"
She shakes her head and she says, "I wasn't counting on more visitors. If you've got anything else you want from me, speak quickly."
I want to ask her what Falcone has to do with this. Like, is he connected to Ares Corporation?
She doesn't even really know who Falcone is.
Kev, I don't remember his name, but what's the guy that gave us the job? Like, we found
Falcone.
it out eventually.
Okay.
No.
It is
No. It was like the number
Schmitty?
one.
Not Schmitty.
Schmitty.
Is it Schmitty? Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, Schmitty.
Yeah.
So
Does she know of him?
She wouldn't. It's just your fixer, right? He just gets you in touch with the people who need.
Okay.
did you meet
No.
any?
Wait, the not Schmitty, the guy that the guy from the farm that we met first. That's not Falcone.
Oh, his
um,
like fucking stable boy.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't know him.
Okay. I was wondering if
Did
maybe
you
like
can I just ask her then if she knows why somebody would want to frame us for the kidnapping? Somebody not from Ares Corp?
She shakes her head. She says, "Sorry, I have no idea who you guys are. So I obviously don't have any idea why someone would want to frame you."
But didn't she ask to meet us?
No, we set up this meeting with her because she's responsible for kidnapping, or maybe this guy. So, did Ares arrange for Mr. Belinky to be at the ranch so that you could retrieve him?
She says, "Yeah, he was at an Ares retreat."
I see.
Do we know how far away he is and like what's over there? You said it's like on the other side of the park.
So she looks past your shoulders towards the rising column of dust, and she says, "Sorry, friends, but it's time to go." And she like walks towards her motorcycle.
I'll be seeing you shortly.
How close is this column of dust?
You would guess about a minute away,
Okay.
given its current speed.
Uh,
So she hops on her motorcycle, like revs it up, and starts to ride back through the park.
That's fine. We know where she's going. I want to find out who this column of dust is, and then honestly, I want to kill everyone who's in it.
yeah,
Okay.
I assume like I'm gonna look for I don't know some rocks that tumbled to the ground when Corinth dove down the slope, and I'm gonna try and like get behind them and get an advantageous view of the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide too.
Okay.
Like a
So
covered
my
position.
my air elemental, because it's an air elemental and all elementals have aspects, as long as it's in the air, it's essentially invisible.
Okay.
So I am going to have it manifest and then kind of hang out sort of like around the horizon line, because I think you said it's sunset, right?
It's basically the
Getting into night.
tail point of dusk.
Yeah. So like one of the spots where it's kind of difficult to see.
yeah, Corinth isn't going anywhere. Just
I
wait.
Okay, so
I'll take out
you
my-
can see that there are two like large black, like for lack of a better term, Escalades. Or sorry, three black Escalades like barreling down the road towards you.
Hey,
I
guys,
take out my
are we
Ares Ruger
sure we want
Warhawk.
to stay? You know, we have the coordinates.
Yeah, but what are we going to do when we reach the coordinates? We're going to fight a small group of people over there for reasons we don't understand. And potentially, from what I gather, not get paid. That's the best plan.
So, but you think that fight is less worth it than whoever's coming down this road after us right now?
I have no idea who's coming down this road after us. We might not fight them. I don't know who they are or what they want, but I'd like to find out like what the hell they're doing here.
I think you just said you wanted to kill everybody there.
Yeah, I do kind of want to do that. It doesn't mean that I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
I'm
King like
irritated.
checks his emails.
Just saying, we should probably try to get to Belinky so, when they try to frame us for his murder, we can show everybody that we have him and he's alive.
King
I
says
think
like, guys, I don't know what the troll's talking about, but let's hide and make sure that
So,
whoever's coming here.
Hiding is only of so much efficacy here. There is a van in the middle of the road.
But no. I don't
hide
mean
behind that
I don't
van.
mean hide as in like they're not gonna know somebody's here. I mean like I want to be behind some rocks with my Ruger Super Warhawk trained on the road as they pull up to Corinth, standing beside the van.
Okay.
Are they
No
are they
problem.
driving in a line, or is it like one car after another?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I imagined it was like a like a triangle, like an ominous triangle.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
cool.
mean-
Yeah, let's do triangle.
All right. Yeah. All right, listen. We don't need to get violent until we find out who they are. I'll restrain myself.
All right.
All right. So, the lead, Escalade like sort of slides to a stop, and out of the passenger side, so all the doors immediately like spring open. Out of the passenger side door, you can see a dwarf steps out. He's like basically got like body armor on and like a black trench coat, and he looks pretty familiar to most of you. He's Hispanic, and you can see that he's got like an assault rifle in his hand. And he says, he shouts, "Where is he at?"
Is
You
this
mean
the stable boy?
Donde está?
No, this is the mafia guy.
Oh, this is the guy that MLKJB kidnapped.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
all right.
Spanish dwarf?
I didn't remember him being a Spanish dwarf.
I
but
didn't remember that at all.
that adds a little spice to the thing. I guess we were drinking.
Yeah,
was.
He's Hispanic.
How many of us can he see? I don't remember who stayed out in the road.
I think I didn't know that anybody but you hid.
I know Tusk
I definitely
definitely
hid as
said
well.
I'm
Oh,
also
okay,
going
that's
to
fine. Then
hide.
both you are hidden, and Anathema and Corinth are not hidden.
Yeah.
So, what is your interest in the matter?
So he like fires a shot into the air. He says, "Hand him over, or else," and he like points his gun directly at you.
I want to like survey who got out of the other cars, how many of them.
The other
there are,
ones like
stuff
slide to a stop too, and like guys like jump out of those as well. Not most of them not quite as well armed as this guy who's got an assault rifle, but
Are they like fanning out, or are they just standing in a pack like idiots?
a little column A, a little column B.
So like an exploding Escalade would probably be pretty devastating to their.
Maybe. Let's see.
Now listen, whatever you're gonna do, I like it. 100% redeemed.
Okay, so tell me what you guys are gonna do. You can feel the tension in this situation is like quickly reaching a boiling point.
So wait, I'm sorry. What was his actual question? What did he say?
Hand him
Where's he
over.
at? Yeah.
Where's he at?
I mean, but we know who he's talking about.
I
I
don't
said
think
the
there's a lot of
troll's right there. Get him. No, I'm just-
All right, good.
Only good troll's a dead troll. All right. Right, cool.
So I draw my katana and I tell him, I say, take a shot.
All right.
That'd be
Tuss,
a good one.
you're hidden. Are you gonna say hidden?
What's that? Oh, yeah, no. I have like a tiny little like holdout pistol. I'll wait for you guys to blow up this
a noisy cricket.
Escalades.
Okay. King.
King. God damn it. King's gonna aim his Ares Ruger Super Warhawk at the dwarf and pull the trigger.
Okay. Yeah.
King's got to clean up his mess from before.
Why don't you rock and roll?
I didn't mean King take a shot, but whatever.
Well,
don't you
you know,
rock-
you should have been more specific.
Rock and roll, King.
Yeah, you should have been. That's just plus hard, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not that good at that, but that's all right. No, I'm terrible at that.
Ooh, that is pretty
Man,
bad.
that is really bad.
Oh
How
my
does that
god! How do you even roll that bad?
Oh no.
Okay, so let's say you are.
Please don't make it so that he like shoots one of us.
you
That
shoot
sounds.
or tufts directly in the back of the head. He's
I
not
can't
even
tell the difference between a dwarf and a troll. I just shoot.
It was an accident. No, so so you come up to like try to scare him with your gun, but unfortunately you like pull the trigger a little too soon, like not even really like aiming near him, and all of a sudden like fire starts to erupt, and you trip, and you're like surprised, and you like half drop your gun on the other side of the rock. No, so you do drop your gun on the other side of the rock, not half drop it. It's fully dropped.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's like half on the other side of the rock. Yeah. Fuck it.
All right, Anathema, what are you doing?
Well, I assume at this point I'm like diving onto the ground because
so
the
you're gonna
situation's
have to,
changed like dramatically.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, I guess, stay frosty.
All right. Four.
Okay, so you dive for the side of the van, but a bullet catches you in the arm. You're gonna take. I'm not gonna look up damage right at the moment. You're gonna
That's
take
all
a
right
wound.
because like I don't know how damage works in this, and I don't see like any list of stuff. So you could tell me whatever you want, and that's going to be meaningless. And I'm not writing anything down. So
Arms
like
off.
keep track.
Jeez.
All right. You're gonna have to do a gut check.
All right.
Yeah, roll versus steady. We'll see.
Is that also steady?
Yep.
All right. I'm also going to fail this one.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do everything but not steady. Steady, I like no.
All right. So let's say you're hit in the shoulder, and you begin to swoon immediately.
All right.
All right, Corinth. The shit hits the fan. King tries to pull some kind of hero move and drops his gun on the other side of the rock, and all of a sudden, Anathema's down, and there's like people shooting, shit's going sideways real fucking fast.
Yeah. I'm gonna charge forward and like slice this guy up.
Well, so hold on. The
Okay.
camera zooms into Corinth's face, and is there a change that takes place, or?
The most important or the most visible thing that you notice to Corinth is like his like boyish grin that's always there, just kind of like fades away, and it's like replaced with like a extremely calm, like like a calm facial expression. Like this is where Corinth feels most comfortable.
Okay. All right. So
Killing
I will
people.
say that there are probably in the range of like 10 to 15 people here shooting at you.
So it's a
definitely-
fair fight.
You feel confident that you can cut some people up, but you may be outnumbered. So like just a direct like let's kill them all type strategy would seem a little more on the ridiculous side, especially with
Okay.
Anathema already out of the fight.
So I'm gonna ask my another one. If
Mhm,
it's
sure.
still
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
who which enemy is the biggest threat? Let's go for that. Yeah.
You don't think one of them is more of a. So obviously the biggest threat is Ramses, the dwarf. But you also get the feeling that that he's the one in control here, and if he goes down, like there's going to be some disarray in the ranks.
Okay. Yeah, I'll. I
The
mean,
problem is he's sort of in the middle of everybody. It's going to be you're going to expose yourself a little bit if you're going to go right for him.
okay. So in that case, I'm gonna take my round to throw a flash grenade right in front of them.
Okay, yeah, rock and roll. Roll plus hard.
Yeah. I'm trying to roll in the wrong chat window. Sorry.
Almost did that before.
There we go.
Six.
There's the rolls.
No good. Okay, so
What's happening, guys?
We knew this was coming.
Sorry, Kev. It's actually +1, so it's 7. It's another
okay.
one. Yeah, it's 7.
Right.
So
Well, that's good for you because that's going to mean you hit, but you have to choose one. You must expose yourself to danger or attack. I guess you burn up your ammunition, which I guess is given. So I'm not going to let you choose that one. The second one, the last one. Last one. So you're going to choose between you must expose yourself to danger or attack, or you only graze the target. So it would be like an ineffectual hit.
I'll expose myself.
Okay.
You want me to roll damage?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. So
You're shooting the dwarf?
no, it's a flash grenade. It's
Oh.
everybody. All right. So it's 4 damage plus they have to all roll rock and roll to stay frosty.
Okay. Sure.
I mean, it's like a 2,000 yen grenade. So
Okay, great, no problem. Okay, so the flash goes off. I'll say as part of you being exposed, that it's going to affect Tusks and King. All right.
you meant you as in
What do
me?
you mean? Is the guy hiding behind the rock formation? That's
Well, you're like, Corinth pulls some like fucking crazy shit out of his bag, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And it like goes off, and you're like, ah, my eyes. Right.
God.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, while this
Like a
is happening,
cop in
Tusk, he was like anathema, like get hit, and like King like throws his gun on the ground for no reason, and he's like, "This is like bullshit. We got to get out of here." So he like rounds the van to like get in the driver's seat and start it up. And right as this like flashbang goes off, and he's like, "Ah, my cybernetic
Nobody's going
eyes."
anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. You like pull open the door of the van, and you look over, and this like flashbang goes off. Okay, King, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pull out my other gun and shoot this guy.
You can't see very well,
This
That's all right.
should go just fine.
All right, no problem. That's fine.
We're
shooting
supposed to be
the
done anyways. By the time that King like kills us all, we can be done.
Yeah. What'd you say? Yukolo?
So, I mean, we can. Okay, so yeah, Well, we'll talk in a second. Let's finish up this combat. So you're gonna pull out your other gun and just start shooting randomly.
I mean, not randomly, but like in
But
the direction that I thought
semi-randomly.
that dwarf was.
Not in a controlled fashion. Not as controlled as you'd like.
No, not exactly.
Okay. All right. So you can
Where's
roll
that
and
dwarf?
take like a -3.
Jesus. -3.
You're good at hard though. It'll be fine.
No, I'm not good at hard.
Yeah. You're fine.
It's
All
a
right.
3.
Wait. How, really? You got to a -2 on something that started out at -3?
Yeah.
All right. So wait,
Yeah, that's
why are you bad at hard? That's like good at hard.
Okay.
I mean, I have
So
a 1.
you kind of stumble out. You begin firing. Corinth, since you're the only person who can see because you had your like cool mirror shades like come down just before the flashbang goes off, right? You had them like linked up, so like as she
Yeah,
like
my
stared
eyeballs
directly at it,
fall
and like it just goes and like it goes off. Anyways, so you see King like stumble out from behind his like hiding place, like shooting his gun like into like the canyon wall, Anathema, you are you look down, you can see like blood kind of like dripping out from the wound. You're feeling dizzy. What's your move? What's your play?
I'm just gonna tell the air elemental to kill them all,
Okay, yeah.
and
So
then
the air
hopefully
elemental
pass out.
dives forward.
Avenge me.
Like you can see it like dive into a guy who's like shooting his like shotgun at it. He's like boom, boom, and it just like obviously goes right through this air elemental because it's made out of air. And it like kind of like picks him up and like begins like throwing him into the air. Okay, Corinth, what are you doing? Shit's
So
Everyone's in disarray. You can see the enemies, like they're all like half of them are like holding their faces, like can't see, or like yeah.
yeah, I like when things are in disarray. So I kind of like I just charge forth, and if Rams is still standing, I'm gonna cut him.
Okay, yeah, rock and roll.
Yes. Let's see how good we do here.
Nice.
11. So, which actually triggers the only thing faster than light and CQC expert. On mine, it's like 2 of my abilities.
Okay.
So I deal the same damage to a second target.
Okay.
Sorry, I do the same damage to a second target, and I do an extra 1d4.
Okay. Yeah, roll it. Let's see.
Oh, 2d6. That didn't work. Okay, so that's the 2d6. And so 2 targets take 11 damage.
You
Jesus
take
Christ.
11 damage. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
That's the end of 2 of them.
They're all
Yeah,
dead.
so I imagine it looks a little something like this. Well, you know, why don't you tell me, Alex, exactly what it looks like?
All right, so seeing as how I asked them to take a shot and they did, and it didn't do enough to stop me. My honor code allows me to proceed forward and murder them.
Okay.
So with Corinth moving forward, he sort of like disappears from where he was standing, and like a blade comes out from like the front of Ramses, and then as like the guy next to it like looks over, it looks at this blade, like the same blade like disappears and like reappears from his stomach.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Fucking terrifying. It's like don't look at him. Don't
How come
Nobody else look.
every time we play Powered by the Apocalypse, Alex plays some kind of weirdo psychopath.
Wait. Who doesn't play a weirdo psychopath when we're playing Powered by the Apocalypse games?
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
Fair enough.
What's the? Wait a second.
All right, so Tusks, your vision kind of comes back. It's like, it's really bright, but as it comes back, you can see Corinth just kind of like running between like these bomb members, like just stabbing them, like cutting off body parts. He's still badly outnumbered, and they're still recovering. So he hasn't taken the heat yet, but he's just dancing through them like a murder machine. What's the? I guess this is gonna be a more general question because we've kind of got to wrap up the session, and we'll figure out how we're gonna if we're gonna continue next week or not. But so what's the play here? I feel like Tusks is in the position to dictate the strategy here as Anathema's down and Corinth is in full murder mode. I guess King, you certainly are in position as well. So tell me, guys, what are you trying to do?
King's also in
Murder.
full murder mode. It's just that he's murdering the wall.
So I'm trying to get them to like run, to retreat, like because I don't particularly want to fight all of them, but I'll like
Sure.
stay as long as I have to, right? And so the other thing is, since I'm pretty honorable, one of my traits is that whenever I abide by my code, I can make someone sweat.
Okay,
So I
sure,
don't know,
yeah.
I can pull strings, manipulate, or make someone sweat. So
Okay,
I think
so
I'd love to make,
so
because if some of them
Just-
retreat, I'm not going to pursue.
So you guys are still pretty badly outnumbered, but I'm going to say that if you can, your display and your ability to make them sweat is going to give them enough pause that you guys think that like you could probably disengage pretty safely here.
Yeah, I'm in the van. I like started up and I'm like calling for everybody, like get in the fucking van, we're getting out of here.
Yeah. I'll totally get in the van.
Okay. So is somebody going to grab Anathema?
Oh, yeah, okay, I guess I'll do it.
I'll grab my gun.
Him? Yeah, so as soon as the call for retreat is made and I see that we're not in like the worst position.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so like, there's going to be
I'll
some
grab-
bullet holes in the van, but like, there already were. So
And
it's not
these
gonna be
guys
the biggest
did
deal
it.
in the world.
So it's more bullet holes by these guys.
Sure, you're right. Yeah, everyone's familiar with the situation.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I throw anathema like over my shoulder and like jump into the van.
Okay, great. And the air elementals like going crazy. They're like trying to deal with that, and you guys speed off through the. All right, so that'll wrap it up for this week. Up to you guys. Do you want to continue this next week? We can try to like narrate the end here, but it will probably feel a little stunted. Or we can have maybe either an abbreviated session next week, or I don't know. Tell me what you guys are feeling.
I would say let's not end it right this second, but why don't we table the question of exactly what we're going to do?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we may have people who are interested in watching and finding out the conclusion. So
That's true. That's true.
I think it may be best to just conclude it next week, and we'll let that take however long to play out that it seems to take. So if it means a shorter session, then that's what we'll do, and if it means a full timer, then that's great. But I don't think it's likely to go on beyond a single week.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. All right, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for playing. If you guys who are watching this on Twitch TV, come check out our YouTube channel. Just search for Live from Beyond. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then we have a Twitch channel. We're live every Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern. And we will, I'm sure, conclude Shadowrun Best Served Cold next week. And hope to see you guys there. Thanks, everybody, for playing. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And have a good week.